Hi and welcome back. So we are in the next session of the lab. So I downloaded the Linux package for the ComVault, and now I need to log in back to the portal.azure.com and go to the navigate to the virtual machines. So I have started the commserve machine. So it is in the running state. So I need to connect to the commserve machine. So in this lab, we are going to see, so what are the different the consoles available within the commserve machine. So now connect to the virtual machine, download RDP. Give the password that you created at the time of deployment. So say yes to the warning. Okay, now you already have an Windows package downloaded and copied onto the commserve machine. What I need to do is that I will also copy the Linux package. I'll tell you why we need the Linux package. For the time being, let's do that copying process. So the file is in around, you can see 1 GB size, so it might take some time. In the meantime, so let's yeah, so let's start the installation process. So because this is a virtual machine and we don't have any software installed, so once we install the software, then I will introduce you to the commsell console and command center, whatever the console that are available, or the backup console which we call. So you can see here, this is 11.32 Windows package. I already extracted it. So copying is taking some time and it is consuming the resources, so the server is slow. So let me pause the video. I'll come back. Okay. Okay, so we are back now. So the copy operation completed. So you have a tar file copied. Next, what I'm going to do is that I'll create one folder on the desktop with the name softwares. So I'm going to keep all these things in the software folder. Okay. So now we are in the virtual machine, and the first part of the lab, I mean, the first thing we need to do is that we have to set up the commserve, right? So we need to set up, we need to install the commserve software. So for that, you have an setup file, right click on that and run as administrator. So I'm trying to install the commserve software on this virtual machine. So as I said, like in the commsell environment, you have an 3-tier architecture. The first one is the commserve, so that is what we are going to install now. Okay, go to the next section. Yeah, click next. I agree. Again next. So now I'm installing the package on this computer. Yeah, say next. Okay, you can see here the option create a new commsell, join existing commsell. I want to create a new commsell. So select all in one. So it is preparing the prerequisite for installation. So let me pause the video. Okay, we are back. So now it is asking the installation path. So I'm okay with the default. Let's go for the next and select the data directory path. So I'll come to this one, what actually this data directory means. So for now, so okay, so here it's giving this selecting the, let me go back. Okay, C drive. So if you see in the Azure virtual machine, the D drive is temporary, but C is permanent, right? So, and because you know the D drive is temporary, whenever you reboot the virtual machine, whatever the files you keep here, that will get deleted. So I would advise not to keep anything on the D drive, because it is an test lab. It is for, you know, practice purpose. We can keep everything in the C drive. So but in production, if I mean whatever the path you're defining here, it should be in a separate drive, because you know on the C drive usually the operating system will be installed. You can see the icon here. So what it means is that the Windows icon indicate that it is an operating system installed on the C drive. So because it is a lab environment, I'm okay with that. So I'm keeping in the C drive. And the data directory path, again I'll select the C drive itself. I don't want to keep anything on the D drive. You can give any name. So I'm giving something with the data directory. Okay, it's just a warning. So not to use Windows system drive. Do you still want to continue? Yes, I'm okay with that. Okay, so 400 GB free space. So I'm okay with that. Yes. Next, again the SQL. So the important thing is that in the when you are installing the commserve, the SQL server will also get installed. So it is a third-party software. So all the commserve databases will be created in the SQL server, which means that in the background, the SQL server metadata will be, you know, will be created inside the database called SQL server. So I'm okay with the default path. Go for the next. And commserve database path. So I'll come to that later. So I'm okay with the default path that is picked up. Go for the next. And disaster recovery backup files path. So let me select, because I don't have any network path, I'm selecting the local. Usually it is recommended to use the network path, but here I'm selecting the local path. I'll come to this, you know, what actually it means, the disaster recovery path. For usually in layman terms at the moment, just remember that this is something that you know, that will back up the, you know, the commserve database, and it will create one a dump and place that dump in some location, staging location. So because I don't have any network drive, I'll select the local. I selected the local path over here. Let me create something with the name commserve dr path. Any name should be fine, which you can easily understand as per the naming convention. Go for the next. And if you're this will be something like required for if you're having any the proxy, you know. So we'll come to this later. For now, let's keep that unchecked and go with the default. Okay, if you click on the more information, it will give all the packages that it is going to install as a part of commserve installation. And it will also list you the third-party software packages, right? So you can see the SQL Server Management Studio. So all these are, and VC, and you can see also like VC++ software, and these are all the third party. And along with that, for commserve, so these are the base packages that will be installed now. So let's go for the next. Okay, so the installation process started. I will pause the video, it will take some time. Okay, welcome back. So it took me around 50 minutes, to complete the installation. So now it is asking the client name, host name. Host name, I will give the IP address. So instead of, the commserve name, to find out the IP address, what you have to do in the command prompt and type the command ipconfig 10004. So that's the IP address. So you have to enter the IP address here. And client name should be okay. You can give the same. And create a new database here. Default option should be fine. Okay, I'm pausing the video for some time. Okay, so welcome back. So now for configuration part, it took another 15 minutes. So you can consider the total installation time of the commserve package will be around 1 hour maximum. So now it is able to start the services. So it won't take much time. Let's see. Okay, so the installation part completed. So this is the initial configuration. Okay, the by default username is admin, and you have to select, you have to enter your email address. And you have to remember the password also. Go for next. Yeah, so installation and configuration completed successfully. So yeah, so we'll see that. You can click on finish. Okay, so installation is completed. So once it is completed, you need to go to the start menu, commvault, and open the commvault process manager. So here you can check the version and the client name, client host name, and here in the services you can see if all the services are running or not. And yeah, this is called the process manager window, and you have another window called commvault console. So let's open that. The username is admin and password the one that you created. Click on OK. Okay, now here once you open, you can see that the license must be activated by 10th March 2025. Today's date is the 9th Jan, so you have 2 months for activating your license. So which means that right now we are running on the the trial version. So you can see the commserve ID, the commserve ID also showing OLF, which means that it's a trial version. And you can also see so these are the different windows available in the console. So we'll get back to this later. Okay, so now this video demonstrates how to install the commvault software and configure the commserve. Okay,